Let's talk about anti-Semitism from minorities, and by that I mean particularly from Muslims and Arabs,
right,
and from blacks and Hispanics, which have been manifested in the New York area around Hanukkah 2019 in attacks on individuals, not just on the Israeli consulate, which would be a political act, but actually against Jews. And this is an issue that in New York City has not been, under Mayor Bill de Blasio, has not been prosecuted, even spoken out against street crimes against visibly Orthodox Jews. What's the holdup within the Democrat mindset?
I think that's a very important issue that you bring up. I wrote an article about it. It's over a year old. I think I was the first one to publicly speak about the left-wing anti-Semitism coming from academia on campus, Muslim groups coming, especially in New York, from the black community, certain segments of the black community, Muslim community, Hispanic community, the beatings, the chasings, the name-calling, the harassing. See, up until then, the establishment Jewish organizations and the ADL, they were very comfortable targeting and pointing a finger at right-wing because they don't like the right wing to begin with, so they were able to parlay this into their political agenda. But the anti-Semitism coming to America, the more danger, is coming more repeatedly from the left wing, and it's more dangerous because the left owns the culture. Everybody agrees, everybody in the country, and law enforcement too, that right-wing anti-Semitism has to be stopped. Nobody wants the KKK, nobody wants the neo-Nazis. However, we don't see people trying to stop what's going on campus, and we see people out of political correctness afraid to point to the anti-Semitism among minorities, if it's the Islamic or if it's the black or the Hispanic community. So it's more dangerous that way, not only because it's more widespread, but because the people in the official position to stop it are reluctant to do it. It's not politically correct. They're also on the left.
But wasn't there this big march across the Brooklyn Bridge?
The march across the Brooklyn Bridge, I'm glad they had it, and it went from Manhattan down across the bridge into downtown Brooklyn. That was mostly a face-saving demonstration for those Democrats who had not done anything. Chuck Schumer had not done, Nita Lowey, Elliot Engel, all these people that were allowing Ilhan Omar to sit on these committees, and all these people that were allowing Rashida Tlaib and Cortez, who were spewing forth this anti-Israel, anti-Semitic rhetoric, and they were saying nothing and doing nothing. And even Charles Schumer, Chuck Schumer, lives in Brooklyn. He did nothing, and this is his own district. This is where he lived. This was a chance for them to be able to take 2 hours out of an afternoon and say that we're against anti-Semitism. But even then, they didn't point to the source, to that was coming out of the black community or the Islamic community or the left wing or the campuses. They didn't point to that. So this was more of a chance for them to say, okay, it was really a whitewash. I did not attend that. I'm glad people do, because any demonstration against anti-Semitism is fine. But I'm in this. I'm in this organizational world, and I know that this was made precisely to be a whitewash. Just look also at the speakers list. It was mostly Democrats. But it's no big deal to say that you're against anti-Semitism. The big deal is to admit that it's in your own ranks on the left. It's in your own ranks in the Democrat Party, and they didn't do it.